Hi everyone, it's Kathy Rose Creations. The other day I was watching Lindsay of TheFrugalCrafter, and she made some of this faux pewter jewelry. It's so cool. You just take cardboard shapes and you paint them. And in this case, I'm showing a stamp that I stamped right into hot glue. You just take and put some ink on your stamp and then stamp it into the glue and just let it sit there. Then you take your hot glue and you just kind of run it over your cardboard. And if you have any little embellishments, or in this case, I did have a little bit of drywall tape and another little piece of cardboard. And you just kind of squiggle it back and forth. My finger stuck to the hot glue. Squiggle it back and forth like you do with frosting on a cookie. And trust me, Lindsay's were much nicer. I think I need a precision glue gun and not the one I've got. But as you can see, you just kind of make a mark and kind of squiggle it on there. And I'm working on a silicone mat so that I don't burn my tabletop. And when you start the squiggle, you want to start off of the cardboard so that you don't get a big glop. I did get a few little glops. But, and I kind of like the idea of putting some little extra embellishment on it. Like I said, this was inspired by her, and she didn't do that, but hers turned out beautifully. So we'll see how mine come out here. When you stop, when you're doing the lines, when you stop, you want to go off the cardboard also. You notice I put the little extra embellishment and then I put another little line of glue on it. Then you want to let these cool, and as soon as they're cool, then what you're going to do is you're going to want to paint them. Here's the one that I just laid on top of the hot glue, and you can see it's kind of interesting. It didn't turn out as good as I wanted it. Sorry, I'm out of frame here. But I think it'll be all right. Okay, as you can see at the top of the frame here, I did paint them black, and then I rubbed a little bit of this silver elegant finish on it. It's a nice metallic paint, and I dropped the paint all over my paintbrush there. I like using my fingers. I think I do better that way. And you don't want a whole lot of paint. After you painted them black, you don't want to put a whole bunch of silver on it. You want to just kind of hit the highlights on it. So I kind of rubbed them and then I kind of wiped some off. That's my glue blob. Turned out pretty good actually. These are really lightweight. You can make earrings, you can make pins, you could make necklaces. I'm going to make these into little pendants to hang from a chain. After they're dry, you can cut the little glue thingies off the sides. And actually, I saved those because it's like the little paint, hard paint things at the opening of your paint bottle. I just hang on to them because someday I'm just going to pour them all over a journal cover or something for texture. The paint I'm using is, sorry about my dog, she wants to talk too. Paint I'm using is Winsor Newton, and it's a fairly thick acrylic. And I decided to use that instead of my cheap craft paint because I wanted a nice coating on it. And you want to get it down in all the grooves and everything and just really rub it in there. I put plastic because the lid sticks really bad. My gold one, I can hardly get it open. So I just put a little plastic between the lid and the jar. Works great. Okay, here's a couple more that I'm going to put the little glue strings on. I had leftover cardboard. It's just plain thin cardboard. Like, like a little packaging cereal box or container or something like that. Don't use really heavy stuff. I mean, it's just thin cardboard. Doesn't really matter. Makes them nice and lightweight. Okay, the ones that I had just done are dry now. You can tell what the little glue globs look like. And then you just paint them. I'm going to leave the link down below to Lindsay's TheFrugalCrafter YouTube channel. She has some really good ideas. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, that's really clever. Notice how I'm poking it down into the texture. I want to get it along the side, and I really want to push it down into the entire thing. And you also want to paint the back. You don't want to just a cardboard showing on the back. My mat's a mess, but these silicone mats, they wash up great. When I was done with this, I just stuck it in the sink and sprayed it with a little Murphy's oil soap, and it cleaned right up. It is kind of messy, but I like messy. Notice my fingers are disgusting. Okay, I'm going to put the little silver on the, you could actually use gold or anything, I mean, to do this, but I decided to follow Lindsay's example and do the silver. I did use a paintbrush this time to see how it would work, and it worked okay, but then I had to go in and mush it with my fingers because I didn't want too much on there. Sorry if this is the boring part. You can just fast forward through it if you want to get to the next part. What you can't see here is, I think, I felt like I had a little too much silver, and so I kind of cleaned it off on my apron. Whatever works. I have a little bottle of water, and I added it to some of the black that was still on the mat because I thought it was a little too silvery, so I wanted to put a little more black, watered down black paint onto it, and that helped a lot. It really made a difference. So I do the same thing with this one. I'm going to have some close-ups at the end, some still pictures, and it really shows them. Here I'm putting a little bit of silver on the back also. I was going to leave them black, and then I decided that I like the silver better. You have to use your own judgment as to how much you want to put on there and whether you want to, a little bit more black showing or a little bit more silver. Found, you just kind of go back and forth. I mean, I just added a little bit more black and then maybe I hit it a little more silver until it looked the way I wanted it to look. Probably good. I mean, this is the first time I've made these, and if I remember correctly, Lindsay did say, it was kind of fun to make a whole bunch of them at once. And that's what I decided to do. I mean, I had a hunk of cardboard and I just started chopping it up into different slices and circles and shapes and whatever, and decided to make several of them because you never know, one might not turn out, might hate them, but it's not a big deal. I mean, if none of them turn out, you're only out a little bit of cardboard and a tiny little bit of paint. This is the one with the drywall tape on it, I think. Yeah, and I needed to hit a little bit more black on it. That worked out pretty good having the drywall tape on it. See? When these are all done and all dry, and I'm satisfied with them, I'll punch holes in the tops to hang to attach a chain, and but before I do that, I will spray them with the sealer. Either spray them or use the Liquitex varnish on them so that they have a nice shiny finish so they look really like metal. Okay, there they all are that I've done. So be nice to everybody. Peace out. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.